Yo, what is up, my fallopian tuber? Cesario from the barrio, coming back at you with another video for your butt. And today I'm making a video response for Clemente Collector. Collects Roberto Clemente. You want you to use the hashtag well-loved cards. People, it's simple. Use the hashtag well-loved cards in your title. It makes it so much easier. But from what I've learned over the years, some people just can't follow instructions, or some people just won't follow instructions. Oh well. But anyways, well-loved cards, man. I've always said that about cards that, you obviously have been, held, touched, played with, played games with, carried around with you, took it to school. Also, one of my first examples that I'm going to show is my very first Sandy Koufax card that I ever bought, and I got it for like dirt cheap. I don't know if it was like $5 or $10. It's 56 right here. All right, and if you can't see, I have this plaque. It's been hanging right on top of my light switch in my card room for a long time. All right, and so if you look carefully, someone just took like an eraser or something and just went to town on that card. And me, I just love to look at cards and stare like, how did this happen? How did that happen? And I always think it was Charlie Manson's card, and he was about to start a swastika, but he made that first part too big. And interesting about the swastika, however you pronounce it, I found these gold cards on the tennis courts of all places, and it was like a Japanese card, and it was surrounded by swastikas, and I was like mind boggled, like why is this Japanese card have all these swastikas around there, whatever. And so I did some research on it, and it actually means peace. The swastika is like 1,000 years old, but Germans just hijacked it and used it, on their own as their own logo, or whatever you want to call it. All right, but maybe I should show those cards. Anybody want to see those gold cards that I found with swastikas on them? But another card, one of my favorite cards of all time, is the 1956 original OG Air Jordan Mickey Mantle. Look at him doing the Air Jordan. All right, but growing up, you always heard that, oh yeah, kids used to keep their books in scrapbooks and this and that. And I never really saw like that evidence, that you would tape it up, because I used to tape cards to my wall. And normally when you take the tape off, that's how you get with that and with glue, you get paper loss. And I never really saw that. So when I saw like my favorite card of all time that I wanted, and it was dirt cheap because it was so well loved, it instantly became a classic of my collection. Like my favorite card of all time. And it was well loved. I could look at this and you could see like, oh, so they had this in a scrapbook, the tape right here and the tape right here. And when they took it out of the scrapbook, the love came through. So this is a sweet card, man. Look at that. So another card that I got dirt cheap, and I'm not the type of person that like, oh, I hope to upgrade it one day. It's like, no, man. This is perfect just the way it is. All right? All cards are beautiful. All right, so man, love this, and it's in a screw down, and this one recessed, so it's probably never gonna come out of here. It's gonna stay that way because, yeah, it could be damaged if you release it, but probably not. And just to end this, because he's a Roberto Clemente collector, I had to show a Roberto Clemente card. So look at this Roberto Clemente. This is well loved. So I did not have that same instant reaction like, oh, this was in a scrapbook because of that paper loss. If you look in the back, you can see, that's why I kind of like showing cards from the front view of the camera instead of in selfie mode, because it just, my camera just gets better clarity that way. But it looks like it got dented, like it was pushed in, and then like somebody tried to kind of like fix it, like they were probably like I've done that before when I was a kid. Like if I dented a card real bad, and I kind of try to straighten it out. I used to do that, so I've done that before. So I imagine that that's what happened. You know, with your nails, you start trying to push it back, and you accidentally remove some of that paper. But you see that big crease that runs all the way across. You know, these creases don't come easy. You almost never see a modern card with a crease like that because people just take well too much care of them. Back in the days, I mean, I used to carry my cards in my back pocket. You know, if I was going to go to a friend's house and I was taking a few cards, put them in my back pocket, hop on my bike right to their house. You know, so that's usually, and then you sit down, and it takes a lot, you know, to get a crease like that. It's not, you know, it's in the front, it goes through the back, you know. So, I mean, you actually have to, like, almost fold the card to get a crease like that. All right, and it reminded me of something that happened to me when I was a kid. And I was just talking to James Elite Hunters. I talked to him months ago, way before the National, actually. So, man, that was a long time ago. And not this one, the last one. But I was just telling him, he was asking me, like, you're not really into grading? I go, nah. I go, I don't care. I go, I like them wrong. I like staring at cards that are damaged and just trying to figure out, like, how did that happen? You know, like if I'm CSI, like Cholo Special Investigation or something. And when I see a card like this, I've seen damage like this, and I was telling him, I go, yeah, you know, it's probably little Johnny was going to get an ass whooping from his dad, so he put a bunch of cards in his back pocket, you know, before his dad was going to whip him with the belt. And, you know, that's what I told him, and he started laughing. He's oh, bro, yeah, he's you know, my dad used to whoop my ass too. I could so relate to that, and we were both having a fun time. But I didn't tell him, I was like, that actually happened to me in real life. You know, I just said the name Johnny. But it didn't do it on purpose. But one day I came home, and I forgot what I did. But I already had some cards in my back pocket. And so when my dad told me to go get the belt, you know, because that's how it was. My dad had this big old leather belt, and he always kept it on top of the TV when he would come home. Back then, you had this big, giant tube TV. The screen wasn't as big as today, but the thing was a big, giant box. You know, most people probably can't even relate to that nowadays. But he would make me get the belt, you know, like to whoop me. And I remember, like, he would get the belt, and before he whooped me, like, he'd do this. All right, you know what you did, you know what's going to happen. I'm like, yeah. And I remember him just, like, you know, getting my lashes. And it didn't hurt so much because I had the cards in my back pocket, but I had to pretend like it hurt so much, and I had to cry, you know, because if you didn't cry, they hit you, they'll give you a reason to cry. But it wasn't that bad. I love my dad still to this day and everything. Like, I know millennials probably can't imagine that or see abuse, but it wasn't abuse. It was, oh man, I can't even think of the word right now. It was, what's the word? Discipline. But, you know, I remember as a kid, I used to just be thankful, like, man, I'm just so glad my dad's not the WWF champion, because imagine getting hit with this belt. Ándale, cabrón! Ándale, cabrón! Now that would have hurt. But anyways, man, I love the hobby, people. Just keep collecting baseball cards forever, I say. So check out Clemente Collector. I'll put a link below. Love the hobby, people. Just keep collecting baseball cards forever. Oh, yeah! Ándale, cabrón. No corras. Mueve la mano. Mueve la mano. Love it.